Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro is the anime of this spring season I was keen to review, even though, as of now, it does not have a dub. It's a shame since the show is rather popular, and other anime are getting dubbed as they are still airing, but not here sadly. Now some of you might still be familiar with a similar sunny title, Uzuki-chan Wants to Hang Out. An anime that came out last year and still has a resemblance in its premise. While Uzuki-chan was a naughty big-breasted lolly, Nagatoro is a mean, dark-skinned, slender brunette with an attitude and condescending demeanor. Nagatoro might have the skin tone of a slut and behaves like a dirty hooker, and yet her slender, petite body and perky, beautiful titties make her a more attractive eye candy than Uzuki-chan ever was. I'm a sucker for slender brunettes, and even though I much prefer pale skin on a woman, I'll have to make do with what we have. Even her friends are all gals. The troublemaker girls who date tough guys and end up pregnant in their teens or doing porn. Yeah, these simple-minded, mean, uneducated whores usually end up starring in my favorite dirty movies. I guess I kinda like them all now that I think about it, since, I spend a lot of my time with those type of videos. Nagatoro and her girlfriends can make art with their tight, delicious bodies. Speaking of which, Nagatoro has an amazing ass to stare at. While she was bowling senpai, she was showing her delicious, voluptuous features. Doing gymnastics in front of a teenage boy will only leave him horny and craving desperately for more. I should take my time to proper research all her positions and stare at her seductive feminine features. What I really like about Nagatoro are her stripes on her body. While her skin tone is a bit darker than all the rest, you can still see the marks of her swimsuit.
Yes!
This kind of reminds me of Tentacles in Witches or Taimon Yukikaze, with the dark-skinned petite tsundere also has some marks to increase her innocence and naughty appeal. Nagatoro also cosplays a lot, and what definitely caught my dirty eye was her catgirl attire. If you have been following my channel, you might have noticed that I have a catgirl fetish. This dark-skinned vixen This dark-skinned vixen might be lacking the tail, but she sure has the tight, playful ass to shake like a cat in heat. Besides her obvious material features, Nagatoro also has an enjoyable personality. She is naughty and playful, always up to no good.
どうしたこの腰使いさあ中に入ってくださいタイミングよく下からスルッと
Trying to bully her senpai. I like how visibly jealous she can get at times. Her horror friends tried to flirt with her prey once, and Nagatoro immediately intervened and took control of the situation.
もこもこ先輩の頭ベトベトするから触らない方がいいよ
Even when she gets angry, it is extremely visible on her behavior or facial expression. Come to think about it, you can pretty much see any time on her face exactly what she's thinking. This is the charm of Miss Nagatoro.
何してんすか先輩
絵を描いてんだよ。
ね
After all, a dirty slut, he's soon to become a job idol, terrorizing a shy high school boy. Sounds like a pretty interesting premise for me.
先輩何目を背けてるんですか
One more thing before I address the male protagonist, I gotta mention her most important and noteworthy aspect of her identity. Her titties, knockers, boobs, and bouncy fun bags.
先輩はこういう雑な扱いがお似合いっすよね
Yeah, even the show itself makes fun of her modest size, as her girlfriends definitely have more voluptuous curvatures to bounce on the beach.
パイセン何見てんすか
No nudity in this anime, sadly. While no real nip slip or upskirt shots, but I guess we have one nude painting of the female club president.
やっべえわ。そりゃ人気出るわ。
六色童貞殺されそう先輩こんなやらしいピクチャー隠し持ってたんすね
She's the senpai of our senpai, and totally my type. Tall, strong, dominant, white, brunette, and a huge ass with some nice titties to go with the package.
その私に盾つくというのなら、お前は部とは別に自分の展示をやってもらおう。
Her name is Sana, and I want some cream of her tight, voluptuous body. She's introduced as an obstacle between Nagatoro and her senpai. It turns out she's a pretty cool character, and even agrees to cosplay as a bunny for the club festivities.
長瀞か、何か忘れ物でもしたか。なんですかその格好。
Ah, it is so damn beautiful to see such a nice specimen of a woman be humiliated and forced to dress as an animal.
確かに、もっともな話だ。
She's the boss type. Strong legs, a big ass, and some fat on her boobs. Those are huge and worth fighting for. Sana reminds me of Sakubu Tsujima in her dominant, seductive demeanor. I even see resemblance with Sasuke Kirin in the way she demands respect and imposes herself on others.
どこで脱いでんすかこのうさ耳女
冗談だ。
Also, since she wears a bunny suit and not a catgirl attire, also kinda resembles Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. Urza was a tough woman, equally feared and beloved by the guild, and keen on fulfilling men's fantasies.
The ears are simply adorable.
Sadly, the only negative of the show is the male protagonist himself, Naoto. He's an interesting guy who values art and is determined to follow his passion of drawing objects of interest, mostly titties and hot women. But as a guy, he's simply too weak and indecisive for me to respect. Obviously, I'm jealous of him. Naoto gets to have a harem of whores surround him on a daily basis, which is definitely a pleasure to behold. At first, he disliked Nagatoro because he had to deal with her. However, due to her perseverance and naughty behavior, the main character starts to develop feelings for her. There ain't much of a story to spoil, rather than a bunch of interesting, colorful characters interacting with each other in a perverted manner, which is definitely something I appreciate and enjoy. I give Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, an 8.2 out of 10. A pretty damn good anime, considering its simplistic but very, very delicious premise.